Game-changing tips for the perfect base. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Miranda Holder and I'm a celebrity stylist and your feel-good fashion coach. And today I'm going to be sharing my pro makeup tips with you, which are really well and truly game-changing to help you get the perfect base. So it's well known that I work in fashion. It's not as well known that I'm also a pro makeup artist as well, which is something I use every day, of course, on myself and also many of my clients, whether they're on the personal styling side, the fashion side, or the celebrity sort of red carpet side. And I love makeup because it is probably the most instant game-changing thing we can do to feel so much better. But I know it can be overwhelming and I do see a lot of mistakes when I am styling and chatting and helping people with their makeup, and also I get asked a lot of questions. So I thought I would make a little series for you, and please do comment and let me know what you think and put any particular requests down, because that's really what this channel is all about. I'd love to help you feel great, so if you're having a particular makeup problem, let me know. But I thought I would put a little series together to help you with some inside information about makeup, and it's the kind of thing that you don't normally really get told. So we're going to focus on the base today. I'm hoping it's going to be relatively quick, but I'm going to just talk you through some of the pitfalls and tips that you need to know, which really will make a difference to your makeup. Number one is always preparation. You need a nice, smooth, hydrated canvas in order for the product to sit nicely and last and look even. So every single day without fail that I am wearing makeup, I will first exfoliate, and my exfoliator of choice, I've shared this before, is the Dermalogica Daily Microfoliant. This is really lovely, it's super gentle, it foams up, it's a real pleasure to use, and it does leave the skin really soft and smooth, so it's what you want. Other alternatives are available. If you want to save money, literally mix up Himalayan salt or sugar and some coconut oil and some honey and give it a good scrub and you'll get a great job as well. Secondly, you always want to hydrate it. Again, this will help your makeup, your base go on evenly and actually last longer. Now, my cream of choice is absolutely always going to be this one, which is Herbal Face Food, the cream. I've dedicated a whole video to it. I absolutely love this range. I'm completely evangelical about it for good reason. It's amazing. But the reason I like this one, in short, is because it's clinically proven to be the most hydrating moisturizer on the market compared to all the super duper expensive ones and everything, which is fantastic. It's completely natural, and it's also an SPF 50 without having any additional chemicals or nasties put into it. So it is a really hard working cream that's very high in antioxidants as well. So it helps to give you that glow. Also, if you look at the color of it, it is bright orange, which actually melts into your skin and gives you a little bit of a radiant glow in the first place, which then means that you need less actual makeup when it goes on. So it's always a thing I will do first. Even if I've done my skincare routine first thing in the morning, I will prep my skin with this cream before I go any further. Then it's time to add your base. And I've actually got base on already today. I've just come back from a studio session at QVC in London. So you can see I'm still wearing some, but just to help you, I'm gonna show you what I do. So I have a variety of products that I use. At the moment, I am loving this Bobbi Brown number. It's simply their foundation stick in N52 Natural, which is so easy. And I love this one because it's super portable, so I can carry it in my handbag and I can just fix my face on the go. So I don't use a brush, I literally draw it on, as hopefully you can see there. And then you want to rub it into the skin. So this is where my first game-changing tip comes in. If you have slightly more mature skin like I do and texture is a little bit of an issue, you might have a little bit of crepiness, you might have dry skin, you might have a bit of acne or rosacea, anything like that, take note. It's really important to get that product to go right into the skin. A lot of people just pop it on and sort of move it around and then just let it sit there. But then it won't last, it will move around and it will be uneven. However, you want to be careful how you do it, because if you just literally use a brush, as I see all over social media, and just kind of go around and round and round, think what you're doing to your skin cells. So your microscopic skin cells, who might already be a little bit stressed due to aging, dryness, acne, whatever you've got going on, if you stir them up with round motions of your brush, you're going to literally make them more uneven and get a less even texture on your face. So you want to keep things smooth. So what you need to use is either something like this, one of these really great little sponges. This one is by Beauty Effect, but they're available all over the place. And you just want to press this into the skin. So you're not rubbing around, but you are working it into the skin. It's really, really, really important to get that product to go right the way in. Another option is to get a flat looking brush like this one. This one's Bobbi Brown. Plenty others available on the market. They are synthetic bristles, and that way you can just smooth it into the skin. Like that. But whatever you do, you don't want a flat brush and you do not want to be using circles. Also, you want to use your fingers as well. This is the cheapest way of doing it because your fingers have a natural warmth and a little bit of natural oil as well, which is all going to help that product to really sink in. So you could just very simply use your fingers, but just keep your strokes going in a downward motion to keep those skin cells lying flat. Hack number 2, or tip number 2, is all about concealer. So we all need concealer. My favorite at the moment has got to be this one. It is the It Cosmetics and the color is medium tan. It gives really good coverage and it isn't drying. Certainly not on my skin. A little extra tip for you: if you find a product like a foundation or a concealer drying on you, make sure you've exfoliated and hydrated properly first, but you can also pop a little drop, just one, of oil in and give it a mix, and that way you'll completely change the formulation and it will be more hydrating and glowy for you. So of course we put this in a lot of places, but one of the most important ones is on the inside of the eyes. And I will also use this concealer as an eye base as well before I put my eyeshadow on, but that's a whole other video. Little tip for you here, again, is to blend and work the product into the skin. Now, if you put the concealer here and here, you've got some little tiny crevices in your face. So what I would recommend, which is very inexpensive, is actually using a little earbud like this. They're readily available, they're very inexpensive, if not free, and you literally use it as you would a beauty blender or sponge to work those products right in to the inner corners of your eyes and around your nose, wherever you need it. Okay, I'm going to touch a little bit on contouring now. It's really taken off. You can see it all over Instagram. Everyone's contouring everything as much as they possibly can. I do it, partly because I'm 47 years old and I go on live television several times a week, and it definitely helps with certain areas and making me look less puffy sometimes and more sculpted. So I do think it's great. You generally want to go for either contour or bronzer, not both at the same time. I'm going to show you one of the methods that I use to put it on and a little tip as well, so stay watching. Okay, so there's lots of different contours on the market. I like working with a cream rather than a powder, as it's much easier to blend into the skin and I think looks more natural and less cakey. I am using a lot this one. This is the Bobbi Brown CO86 in Cool Almond. Again, it's great because you can just pop it in your handbag and redo your makeup on the go, which is brilliant. It looks like this. And I just pop it. You've probably seen this on TikTok, but there's a reason most people are doing it. So I will put it a little bit up here. Now I've already done this today, but I'm going to redo it for the sake of YouTube, around my hairline. I will also do it, I'm just going to look in my mirror, under my cheekbone. Now a lot of people contour lower like that, but actually if you lift it up and just go a little bit higher than under your cheekbone, so just below the middle of your cheekbone, and excuse me while I look in my phone as a mirror here, it actually gives you a more sculpted look and helps to lift your whole face. So again, excuse me while I look in my mirror, and then I'm going to bring it down just slightly there, because again, that helps to slim my face. It's going to depend very much on your face shape. That's a little bit low, actually. There we go. And then I'm going to pop some here, but going all the way along. And then, quite importantly, for someone that's on television and is a bit paranoid about their double chin, about here. When I laugh, I do that, and it's really not very pretty. So that just helps any camera glare that might be going on, and it just helps me feel a bit safer. Now, a lot of people will then blend with a brush. That's fine. Remember what I said about the skin cells. What I actually far prefer to do, particularly with contour, because you really want a nice blended look, is to use the warmth of your fingers. So having just put a whole load of extra makeup on today for you guys, I'm going to show you how I do that. And can you see I'm keeping the contour in the same place? I'm not really moving it everywhere, otherwise you just get a big brown splodge everywhere, but I'm just softening it so it becomes eventually a little bit of a shadow rather than a line. You can probably see better on this side. Just softening it so it becomes a shadow rather than a line. Okay, so the contour is done. Now it's time to powder. And that leads me on to my next tip, which is use like products with like. So if you're putting cream powders on your face and really working them in, great, but don't put any powder on until you've finished putting all the cream products on. If you start mixing and layering the products, again, they're not going to sit very nicely. There's more chance of them streaking and looking uneven, and your whole look will end up being less polished. So for my powder, I am going to use the It Girl Beauty Book by It Cosmetics. They've got a really nice sheer pressed powder in here. So I'm literally adding it on. Oh, so I'm just putting a little bit on my brush. And then, very importantly, I'm gonna tap my brush. And that's a huge makeup tip, because very often you see someone with blusher and they've got this big round splodge on their cheek, and then it travels up because they haven't tapped their brush and tapped the excess product off. So tap it up first, and then you're just gonna press on where you want it. And I like to tidy up underneath my contour just to keep a little bit of a definition between my sort of shadow of my cheekbone and then my jaw. Let's give my nose a powder as well. So there's my contour done. I've powdered, I've got my base on. I would then go on to do blusher and highlighter. That's going to be a separate video. Let me know if you'd like to talk to you about different ways of applying highlighter and blusher placement. We can do all of that. But my final tip today is going to be about nose contouring, and I have got the best little hack for you. For this, because we've gone on to powders, you're going to want a powder bronzer or contouring powder. I'm using a bronzer. Actually, it's going to be another Bobbi Brown one, and it is Contour Light. But I wanted to show you something first. 2 tips in one right here. Can you see? Yes, you can. That. You've got the product down there, and then you've got a darker, shiny area right there. That shiny area is bacteria, which is going to build up on all of our makeup. For a start, if we don't clean our brushes every single time, or we double dip, it's going to happen. If we use our fingers and things like that, it's just going to happen. It's not really going to harm us, but what it is going to do is it's going to stop the even application of that onto our faces. So if I tap my brush in there, in the shiny bacteria part, it's not really going to do anything. It's almost not even going to go on, whereas the bottom part will. So a little tip for you to keep your palettes lasting longer is very regularly get one of these, any old kitchen knife will do, and just literally scrape the top layer, there you go, you can see, off to keep the product looking fresh. Okay, so we're on to the very final hack, and it was worth waiting for. It is the nose contouring trick, which is brilliant. So I didn't used to do a lot of nose contouring on myself. Lots of my clients asked for it, and it was something I would do all the time, but actually it's a very flattering look because you can help to straighten your nose and elongate your nose as well, which is generally very, very flattering. But it can be tricky to do. No one knows where to put it, I can understand. So I will share this little cheeky hack with you that I think you're gonna like as much as I do. Okay, so you need a palette, you need a brush to apply your contour with. So I'm gonna load the brush up right now. Tap off, of course. And then you need another brush, paintbrush, anything else, about this size. And all you do is you place this over your nose, like that, and like that. And then I hope that you can see, because the light in here has just changed, but you get a nice, longer, contoured nose. And I actually like to put a little bit underneath as well, so I have a slightly uneven septum. And there you have it. So that's it for today. A little bit of a different one from my bathroom. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, save, follow, all those lovely things that help me to make more content. Please let me know any questions that you've got or requests as far as makeup or fashion are concerned, and I will do my very best to help you because this channel is all about feeling good. Take care.